All right, well, forget having it all. Most of us want to know, can we really have balance? Our next guest says it's absolutely possible.
Believe it or not. Barb Bartlein is a people pro. She is a nurse, professional speaker, author, and clinical psychotherapist. She is here with her recipe for balance, because a lot of people are going to say, even our executive producer's like, it's not possible.
Yes, it is possible. People sabotage their own balance.
Oh, I like that.
They do. They sabotage their own balance. And they do it with three things. They do it, first of all, with poor planning, procrastination, and people pleasing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think those are the three factors that make the difference. Poor planning, procrastination, and people pleasing.
The 3 Ps.
All right, so we know it's important to say no if we want to stay sane. What are some suggestions for how to do that? Because I would think time management or people pleasing is probably the #1 thing that you have to learn to use the word no to, right? Somebody asks you want to be able to help them. It's okay to say no. Oftentimes people don't even get upset.
It's not only okay to say no, but sometimes it's absolutely essential. You've got to set that boundary. The best way to do it, I always say, serve them cold. In other words, don't do it in the heat of the moment when you're all upset. No, I don't want to do that. Rather, you know, at another point say, you know, I'm not really available every Sunday morning to do that for you. I'm sorry. And so you serve them cold, non-emotional, but you set that boundary.
So make it, I see what you're saying. Say it in a way that's just kind of like matter of fact, like business.
No emotions.
No emotion to it. And a lot of times when I'm setting those kinds of boundaries, I put it back on me. In other words, I'll say something like, you know what, I'm just not organized enough to follow through with that. So I need to say no.
That's a good way to do it. I like that, because it's not saying I don't want to be a part of what you're doing. It's like that task wouldn't fit me. Well, I wouldn't be able to help you enough.
Right.
Are there other ways to enhance our ability to say no, in your opinion?
Well, hang out with men. They say no a lot. They do. They say no a lot better than women do.
Cameraman Dave, that's awesome. He's back there going like this. Yep.
Sure is.
You ask any man, how do you say no? They go, no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do. How do women say no? They go, oh, wow, gee,
I really want to help you. I really want to be part of that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you know, I'm taking food over because my mom broke her hip, but okay, I guess I can do it.
Yeah.
That's how women say no.
I like that. If you want to learn how to say no better, hang out with men. That is perfect. Speaking of men, here's my theory on multitasking. I want to know if you think this is a good idea for balance or not such a good idea, because I get a lot of heat in our office from our technical producer who says that I say men can't multitask and that's a negative thing. And I do say men can't multitask.
Proven?
Well, yeah, if you do MRIs of men and women, all the men are listening. If you do MRIs of a man and then show them an object, one part of their brain will light up. They get very unilaterally focused. Women tend to have all different areas of their brain light up, and they say that's why women are more intuitive. Now, I've got to tell you, I don't believe in multitasking.
You don't?
No. I think it's very inefficient. And the study after study shows that. You are much better off, and I'm not talking about like when you're home, by the way, and you throw in a load of wash and then run the dishwasher. That's, but I'm talking about things where you have to concentrate. You are much better off staying in that moment.
I heard, and I don't know if you know any research to support this or not, that when it comes to multitasking, the things that you cannot do are the things that use the same part or skill set in your brain. So say you're talking on the phone, you cannot write a letter or an email or write things down because it's using the language portion of your brain. So you can't do those two things. However, you could start the dishwasher or the laundry while you're talking on the phone and not disrupt your ability to do both.
See, I have 3 kids. I was able to breastfeed one kid and read to another. I'm just saying, that is multitasking.
And brush my hair at the same time.
While you stir the spaghetti.
All different things.
And wipe up the floor with your foot. I was there. I know how to do all that.
But it's not efficient, is what you're saying.
It isn't efficient. And I'll tell you the big danger, and this is really important for your viewers, is it takes you out of the moment. That special moment of breastfeeding your baby, or the special moment of reading to your child. It fragments you. And I think we're starting to live in a world where we're not appreciating the moments.
Is multitasking an enemy to productivity?
Oh, definitely. Because what you want to do, you are most productive when you're in the flow. In the flow refers to that sort of zen you get into when you really get into something. And you know you're in the zone when you look up and you look at the clock and you go, oh my gosh, a whole hour went by, or 2 hours. And you're like, wow, I was just really into that. Every time you get interrupted, every time you interrupt yourself, it'll take you at least 15 to 20 minutes to get back into the zone. Ooh. So that's why it's so ineffective.
Yeah.
I read a great book a long time ago, but it was The Miracle of Mindfulness. And I think it was a great book about just being mindful, being grateful, and being able to be present. And I think that's really what you're trying to highlight here, is that when you do too much, you're not able to truly live and experience it.
And really, what is life but a series of moments?
Right.
Kurt Vonnegut Jr., one of my very favorite authors, used to go fishing with his grandfather out on the lake early in the morning, and the sun would come up, and all of a sudden his grandfather would look to him and say, well, if this isn't nice, just what is? And so we try to practice that in our lives. Last week we were up at the lake, we were kayaking, and I looked at my husband and I said, if this isn't nice, just what is? Enjoy the moment.
I like that. It's good stuff, Barb.
Thanks, Barb.
She's at peoplepro.com.
Sure
Duh.
is.
Can't you tell?
That's where you
Go
find
to
her.
thepeoplepro.com. You can check out her website there. Always great to see you. Come back soon.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Barb.
Love it.